Next up, we got every Dallas Cowboys playoff choke since 1996. This is actually insane that this can be a video title, bro. Cowboys, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry that y'all even have to root for a team that's cursed. You know what I'm saying? Wow, bro. And it's something I was thinking too, because it's like, which one's worse? Being a team, because I'm a Lions fan, so being a team who came from 0-16 to now making it damn near farther than y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Damn near farther than y'all. You feel me? So which one is worse? Not making the playoffs or getting there and selling every time? Let me know in the comments. Which one is worse? Hey!
Cowboys are arguably the most hated team in professional sports, and being one of the league's most valuable and most successful franchises definitely plays a part in that. They're in the same category of historic organizations like the Yankees or Lakers. You're either with them or against them. You have a feeling of joy seeing these franchises.
Y'all did have a lot of goats. Nah, I think about it. Damn. Emmitt Smith. Who else played for the Cowboys? Emmitt Smith and Deion Sanders. Them two all alone is just crazy. Y'all made an NFC Championship. The Cowboys have done that since 90s. Oh my God. Was they getting first rounded every or do they get first rounded every single season? Like,
you know if them. You have a feeling of joy seeing these franchises
and
collapse.
Tony Romo, yep, I remember him.
With them or against them. You have a feeling of joy seeing these franchises collapse on the biggest stage, because you know if they win, their fan bases will not let you hear the end of it. But there's one more thing that makes the Cowboys so hated that not even the Yankees or Lakers have, and that is the nickname America's Team. This nickname was given to the franchise by announcer Pat Summerall in 1979.
John Madden, RP John Madden.
And since then, the fan base has run with it. But as time has gone on, it has become more self-proclaimed, as the Cowboys have gone from one of the most respected franchises in the NFL to one of the biggest jokes. Since their last Super Bowl win in 1996, this franchise has done a complete 180 in the playoffs, leaving their fans with nothing but heartbreak year after year. In this video, we're going to take a deeper look into that heartbreak and break down every Dallas Cowboys playoff choke since 1996. Before I get into it, welcome to the War Room. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you're new, and let's get straight to it. Keep in mind, we're going to be covering every playoff
This is a baseball YouTube channel.
Let's get straight to it. Keep in mind, we're going to be covering every playoff choke, not every playoff elimination, starting with the 1998 wildcard game.
And y'all had Michael Irvin. Y'all had literally all the goats.
NFC East had 5 teams in the division, yet the Cowboys still won the division that year at 10-6. And in the wildcard round, they faced the team who finished second in the division, the 9-7 Arizona Cardinals. Yes, Arizona, the state notoriously known for being in the East. Anyways, the Cowboys were 7-point favorites in this matchup, and it's easy to understand why. They had a better record, they beat Arizona twice in the regular season, they had home field advantage, and the Cardinals' offense, which ranked around league average, paired with a defense well below league average, matched up against a Cowboys team that was top 10 in both. But none of that meant anything in this matchup. Dallas's offense, led by Hall of Famers Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith, were shut out by this Cardinals defense through 3 quarters. They outscored Arizona 7-3 in the 4th, but by then it was too little too late. Jake Plummer outplayed Arizona 7-3 in the 4th, but by then it was
0-0-0-0-0. Like, damn, I couldn't score one time. Oh my God.
Too late. Jake Plummer outplayed Aikman, Adrian Morrell outplayed Emmitt Smith, and these 7-point underdogs sent Dallas fans home stunned. The next playoff choke came about 8 years later, in the wildcard game against the Seattle Seahawks. Both teams were 9-7 heading into this matchup, with the game being played in Seattle and the Seahawks favored by just 2 points. It was a back-and-forth game the entire way. Dallas had a 20-13 lead halfway through the 4th quarter before a safety made it 20-15. Then Seattle took a 1-point lead with a touchdown the following drive. All of this was the perfect storm for one of the most infamous endings to a playoff game in Cowboys history. Dallas drove down the entire field and set up for a 19-yard field goal to take the lead with about 1:19 seconds remaining, a chip shot that would skyrocket their chances at winning this game and send them to the divisional round. However, quarterback Tony Romo, who for some reason also had the role as the holder for kicks, botched the snap. He bobbled the ball, tried to make a run for it, and was tackled 2 yards short of the end zone, 1 yard short of the first down marker, and because this was on 4th down,
why the hell is Tony Romo? First of all, y'all are literally an NFL national professional football team. And you mean tell me y'all don't have people who can just their only job is to hold the ball? You know what I'm saying? I do remember it being like that, like quarterbacks would be the holder. But bro, you want somebody who's specialized in that, bro. You don't want, you know what I'm saying? Especially in a game like this. 2-yard field goal.
Quarterback Tony Romo, who for some reason also had the role as the holder for kicks, botched the snap. He bobbled the ball, tried to make a run for it, and was tackled.
If only he was fast too.
End zone, 1 yard short of the first down marker. And because this was on 4th down, the game was essentially over, and the Seahawks won by 1 point. Although Romo went on to have a very solid career, a lot of fans defined him by this moment. This moment also signified a new era of Cowboys football, where heartbreaking playoff endings like this one became way too common. The next playoff choke following this came just a year later in the divisional round. At 13-3, the Cowboys were tied for the second best record in the NFL. Similar to 1998, they were set to face a division rival at home, who they beat twice during the regular season, except this time it was the 11-6 New York Giants, while once again the Cowboys were 7-point favorites. A New York touchdown early in the 4th quarter gave the Giants.
I remember that running back. What's his name? Josh Jacobs. Isn't that Josh Jacobs?
Point favorites. A New York touchdown early in the 4th quarter gave the Giants a 21-17 lead. Fast forward to the final minute of the 4th quarter, and the Cowboys had the ball just outside the Giants' red zone, trying to take a lead in the final minute. But an incomplete pass on 2nd down, incomplete pass on 3rd down, and an interception thrown by Tony Romo in the end zone on 4th down put the nail in the coffin of this potential game-winning drive, giving the Giants the upset victory. 2 years later, in 2009, fans witnessed another brutal loss in the divisional round, but unlike every other game so far, this one was an absolute blowout. They were set to face the 12-4 Vikings in Minnesota against one of the league's best offenses led by Brett Favre, but to counter this, Dallas had one of the best defenses in the NFL. In the regular season, there were only 2 games the team let up more than 30 points, both of which happened to be against the Giants. However, other than those 2 games, this Cowboy D held everyone else to 21 points or under. So this matchup against the Vikings should have been a good game, and Vegas thought so too, as Minnesota was favored by just 2.5 points. But in this matchup, Dallas's defense folded. They let up a season-high 34 points, which included 4 touchdowns from Brett Favre, while scoring just 3 points on offense, making this the 3rd time in 4 years they had an embarrassing.
He just smacked that nigga.
Just 3 points on offense, making this the 3rd time.
Oh no! He had his helmet on. Oh my god! I thought he didn't have his helmet on, bro. Oh my god! Because I can imagine this happening. Because, like I said, with the football players in general, they love to smacking each other on the head. Oh, yeah, good job, bro. Which I hated that. I hate when people try to smack me in the head. Like, bro, it's irritating. So, you could get used to it doing it so much that you forget somebody don't like the helmet on, you just smack him in the face. Wow. But anyways, it's crazy how y'all could be... They could literally know y'all. Like, everybody could think, like, just like in general. They said that Cowboys had the best defense. So everybody know, okay, the Cowboys got a good defense. This is going to be a good game. Good defensive game. You know what I'm saying? And then this happens. It's the same with the Packers. We like, okay, Cowboys is better than the Packers. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? Packers been damn near barely made it here. We don't even know how they made it this far. And then y'all just get spanked. And it's damn exactly how this happened. 33-3. This is exactly what happened.
Had an embarrassing finish to their season on offense, making this the 3rd time in 4 years they had an embarrassing finish to their season. The Cowboys didn't make the playoffs for another 5 years following this loss, and when they returned to the postseason in 2014, the heartbreak resumed. They were tied for the best record in the league that season at 12-4, again giving their fans hope they could make a run at another Super Bowl. Following a wildcard win over the Lions, the Cowboys headed to Lambeau to take on the 12-4 Packers. This was an absolute classic playoff matchup, and every football fan remembers exactly what happened. Because again, for the 2nd time in an 8-year span, the Dallas Cowboys were on the wrong side of one of the most infamous finishes in sports history. This battle with Green Bay was phenomenal, and it was a one-possession game the whole way through. With just over 9 minutes left in the 4th quarter, the Packers took the lead on this Aaron Rodgers pass. Fast forward some time, time, and again, Tony Romo found himself trying to take the lead late in the game.
Matthews.
On 4th down with about 4:30 left, he threw this deep pass to star wide receiver Dez Bryant. He made an incredible catch and was marked down at the 1-yard line, but Packers head coach Mike McCarthy challenged the call of a catch. After a long review, the referees ruled that Bryant did not maintain possession of ball throughout the process, and it was ruled incomplete, giving Green Bay the ball. This sparked outrage amongst the Cowboys fan base, and even fans who hate Dallas admitted that this should have been ruled a catch. The Packers drained the clock the following possession and advanced to the NFC Championship. This matchup, now known today as the Dez Caught It game, will forever live in Cowboys infamy. 2 years later, in 2016, they had a chance at revenge. This time, they were hosting the Packers in the divisional round and were 5.5-point favorites. Green Bay actually...
Do I think... I mean, I don't know. Like, because I know they did make that thing up where the ball can't touch the ground. I know Calvin Johnson made that rule up, basically. Now, I don't know if this is before or after the Calvin Johnson thing. But...
rage amongst the Cowboys fan base, and even fans who hate Dallas admitted that this should have been ruled a catch. The Packers,
they should have gave it to him.
Fan base, and even fans who hate Dallas,
like this should happen nowadays. They would have gave him a catch.
Admitted that this should have been ruled a catch. The Packers drained the clock the following possession game will forever live in Cowboys infamy. 2 years later, in 2016, they had a chance at revenge. This time, they were hosting the Packers in the divisional round and were 5.5-point favorites. Green Bay actually had the lead for most of this game, but with 35 seconds left, Dan Bailey kicked a clutch 52-yard field goal to tie it up. The game appeared to be headed to overtime, but again, this is a choke video. With 12 seconds left in regulation nowhere near field goal range, Aaron Rodgers escaped the pocket and fired this pass downfield to Jared Cook.
I remember this.
Everyone in the stadium assumed this pass was incomplete at first glance, but the replay showed he did in fact catch the ball with 2 feet in bounds. This put Green Bay in field goal range with 3 seconds remaining. Then Mason Crosby kicked a game-winning 51-yard field goal as time expired, ending the Cowboys' season. And this is the exact moment where the torch of the Cowboys choking in the playoffs was passed from Tony Romo to the rookie Dak Prescott, who started this game. Fast forward to 2021, where again, the team found themselves in a home playoff game they were favored to win, this time against the San Francisco 49ers. Dallas did not lead a single second.
Damn, Mitchell been on the 49ers for a minute.
In the final minute, down 23-17, their offense had a chance to take the lead on the final drive. And if you've been paying attention to the pattern of this video, you would know that, spoiler alert, the offense did not score. At the 40-yard line with 14 seconds left and no timeouts remaining, Dak Prescott decided to run the ball straight up the middle of the field. He picked up about 15 yards, but the clock was ticking with under 10 seconds left. At around the 4-second mark, it looked like they were set up to spike the ball and have one final shot at the end zone. However, by rule, the referee must spot the ball following each play. The center can't just pick the spot on the field he wants to spike it from. At the 2-second mark, a ref comes flying in and resets the spot of the ball to where it should have been, but this maneuver ran off the final remaining seconds, costing the Cowboys a potential victory. By the time they spiked the ball, no time was left on the clock, and the 49ers advanced to the next round.
I don't like this, bro. I feel like with the hurry up offense, bro, in real life, it's just like it get too weird, bro, because there's so many things that can happen, bro. One of the people on the defensive side, they can literally hold the ball. They can sit there and just hold on it while the time run out, and then they wait out. So say the refs, old ass refs, middle aged ass refs, running all the way. They already 30 yards down the field. They gotta slowly run up to them. So somebody's sitting there on the ball the whole time. The time is gonna waste out. You know what I'm saying? The only person that gonna stop this is the refs. You feel me? So I feel like it's so easy to cheat, bro. It's so easy to cheat. They didn't like make a way where if somebody doing a hurry up, they just need to I don't know, to ensure that they all have enough time, or ensure that they're using their time, because this the 2 set him, then he gonna run into him. He ran into him. Look, all this extra seconds. That's like 3. This is like 3 seconds right here.
Spot on the field he wants to spike it from.
It's like 3 seconds right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 seconds. That's 6 seconds wasted just on the ref alone. And how can it if the ref is like that, and say the ref is, because a lot of we know the refs do be cheating for the other team. So the ref don't even want y'all to win, nigga. He gonna take his sweet time. So I feel like it need to be like a way where, like,
and off the final remaining seconds, costing the Cowboys a potential victory. By the time they spiked the ball, no time was left on the clock, and the 49ers advanced to the next round. The Cowboys essentially cost themselves a chance at advancing to the next round.
Nah, that is something too. I wonder if you could pick the ball up and like hurry up and give it to a ref. Like, hurry up and run to a ref and give it to him, and he try to figure out where to spot the ball. But then again, I don't know. Because at the same time, I don't know if the ref know exactly where to spot it at, so that might take even more time. Since you changed for where the ball is at, now they gotta like, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
They didn't know they had to give the ball to the ref after the play was over. And finally, that brings us to 2024, where last week the Dallas Cowboys added another chapter in their choking reputation. This Dallas team, once again tied for the league's second best record, entered the playoffs with the highest scoring offense and a top 5 defense in the NFL. They were hosting the 9-8 Green Bay Packers, who made the playoffs by the skin of their teeth. Dallas was yet again favored to win by 7 points, and the Packers made an absolute mockery of them. With under 2 minutes left in the first half, Dak Prescott threw a pick-6, giving Green Bay a 27-0 lead. While the Cowboys played better in the second half, they dug themselves in a hole they couldn't climb out of. The Packers won this game 48-32, their highest scoring game this season. Since the Dallas Cowboys' last Super Bowl win in 1996, they have been an absolute disgrace in the playoffs. Every few years, they dominate in the regular season and convince fans that this is going to be the year they prove all the haters wrong and win Super Bowl number 6. And just when you start to believe it, when you think to yourself, yeah, they've choked in past years, but there's no way they lose this game, they not only find a way to lose, but embarrass themselves. This phrase of being America's team is exactly that, a phrase. It's been so long since any meaningful playoff victory that the entire reputation of this franchise has permanently changed for the worse. This Cowboy loss now makes it 28 years since they last made it to the NFC Championship game. But as the old saying goes, when the Cowboys lose, America wins. What is your personal favorite choke?
Damn. Let me know in the comments, y'all. What was the personal favorite choke? I ain't gonna lie. This last choke was probably the funniest choke. I'm not gonna lie. This last choke was probably the funniest choke to me. Is it this, my favorite is probably be this one or the Dez Bryant one. You know what I'm saying? That's a classic, bro. That's a classic. But goddamn Cowboys, I don't know. Y'all gotta find something, bro. Y'all gotta find something. I'm not gonna lie to you. Cause right now this ain't getting it through, bro. Especially too, think about it. Especially too when y'all talk crazy. It's the same with every other fan base who talk crazy and y'all don't amount to nothing. Ravens. I'm sorry, Zach, but Ravens, bro. Ravens, literally, y'all was talking so wet. And where y'all at now? Same with the Eagles. Talking crazy. Where y'all at? Come on, bro. Hey!